I have a question for you. How much does adrenaline run you in your business? And how sustainable is that really? Probably not very much, for myself included. So, how do we create the safety and the security as entrepreneurs when taking risks is part of our job? How do we create that safety and security that's going to allow us to not run off of adrenaline all the time? That's the topic of this video. This is video number 2, shot live and raw from the Big Island of Hawaii. And I want to tell you just a couple of things that I do and that I teach my clients to do to create safety and security in our businesses so that we can get that need for safety met and excel and shine in the world while taking risks, serving more people, and growing our businesses. So, number one trick for creating safety and security is to create a financial cushion for yourself, right? Because if you're always running it down to the wire financially and putting all the pressure on your business to pay your bills, it can be a lot of stress on you as an entrepreneur. And it's a lot of pressure on your business when you're just getting started in those first year or 2 years to expect your business to create all of the income to meet your financial needs and or your family's financial needs, right? Think about it. It's almost like planting a little seed in the ground and having a palm tree start to pop up and having it be like a little sapling palm tree, like a little baby palm tree, and expecting to be able to swing around in the branches of that palm tree, right? You wouldn't expect that. You would wait for that palm tree to get more mature, to really be able to support you before you climbed up in it and, started gathering its fruits, right? Kind of like your business. So, number 2 tool to establish security and safety as an entrepreneur is to be willing then, once you have that financial cushion, to stretch slowly. To be willing to understand what is a sustainable level of taking risks, right? One of the ways I love to describe this is by showing you the comfort zone drawing. So here's how this works. This is you, and this is your comfort zone, right? And this star represents everything that you want in your business and probably in your life. And notice where it is in relationship to your comfort zone, right? It's outside of your comfort zone. So here's what happens. We try to go for the thing that we want. And oftentimes we bump up against the edge of our comfort zone. And guess what these little orange squiggly lines are? Your gremlins, right? Your gremlins start getting really, really loud. Like, what gives you the right to do that? Or you're never going to make any money, or you're not good enough. And oftentimes then we'll retreat back to our comfort zone rather than popping through to the other side. So there is an optimal amount of stretch of that comfort zone that we as entrepreneurs want to be doing, right? When you think about that optimal amount of stretch, I'm curious for you, what percentage do you think it is if you could quantify it? Researchers have actually done studies on the most successful people on the planet and how much they feel like they've stretched consistently over time. I'm not talking about stretching all at once, but how much have they been willing to consistently stretch that comfort zone? And I bet you might be surprised at what that percentage is. I was. So what do you think it is? How much do you think we should be stretching our comfort zone to stay sustainable? Well, Institute of Leadership Development, several other researchers and self-growth experts that have done studies on this will tell you that the optimal amount of stretching that you want to be saying yes to on a regular basis is 15%. Now, I didn't understand that when I first started my business. So I would consistently throw myself off of the metaphorical cliff, right? I would try to stretch myself like 40 or 50% of the time. And oftentimes there would be a backlash in that. And then I would break down, I would run out of money, right? Things like that. So keep in mind as you're stretching to stretch slowly and consistently. That stretching slowly and consistently is going to be more sustainable and feel more safe and help you create that feeling of security in your business and in the growth that you're saying yes to as an entrepreneur. Stretching slowly is going to help that be more sustainable for you. Rather than what I oftentimes used to do, which is, I would run my money down to the wire and then, feel like I needed to borrow money from somebody or feeling like I really needed a client like yesterday just to be able to pay my rent. Don't do that. I finally went and started a part-time job as I started my business so that I could have some regular income. I knew my rent was going to get paid. I knew my immediate needs were being met as I also took the risks to grow my company. And as soon as I got that part-time job, it was really interesting. I also started getting clients very quickly. And so I only had that part-time job for about a year. And then ever since, I've never looked back. I've been able to completely support myself and build a 7-figure company. So there's no shame in stretching slowly, and there's no shame in having that financial cushion holding you as you take the risks to grow your business. And the third and final tool to help you create safety and sustainability in your growth as an entrepreneur is to create a plan that you trust. And this is one of those action steps that I do recommend mentorship for. I recommend you find someone that you trust, find someone who has a business similar to the business that you want, find someone who's creating something similar to what you want in your life, and enroll in mentorship with them and get the mentorship to create a plan for yourself that you know has worked for other people, right? Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. You don't have to do this alone, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. When you can rest into a plan that you know has worked for many entrepreneurs before you to actually create the result and the outcome that you're looking for, it's really calming and grounding, right? You can actually then take the action steps on a daily basis that you really feel confident will help you reach your goals and your financial needs and help you reach more people and have the impact that you're wanting to have on the planet. And you can still take risks, you can still be creative, but knowing, especially in the beginning, knowing what works, right? Knowing those rules can really support you. I always like to say, learn the rules before you break the rules. So those are my 3 tips for creating safety and security as you build this business, because you deserve to feel safe and calm and grounded and secure, and not like you're spun out on adrenaline all the time as you're stepping into leadership and being an incredible woman entrepreneur on this planet. Number 1, create a financial cushion for yourself, right? Have a few months of extra money in the bank account that you can lean on if you need it in your business. Number 2, stretch slowly, right? 15% stretching of your comfort zone is optimal. And number 3, rest into a plan so that you don't have to keep relying on adrenaline. Please help me brainstorm. I know that you do things to create safety and security in your own life and in your own business. Post those on the chat thread below so that I can weave those into the chapter in my book, Women Rocking Business, about how we as women can feel safe and feel secure as we build our businesses. And let me know how this video has supported you. I look forward to hearing your responses on the chat thread below, and let's get a group brainstorm going. How do you create safety and security for yourself? And for those of you who have friends that are starting businesses alongside you, if you feel this would support them, please share it. It would mean a lot to me. And I'll see you next week for video number 3, raw and uncut from the Big Island of Hawaii. Mwah. Aloha.